Welcome to day 51 of the New Way. I'll read Luke 4:16 through 23. He went to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and on the Sabbath day he went into the synagogue, as was his custom. He stood up to read, and the scroll of the prophet Isaiah was handed to him. Unrolling it, he found the place where it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has appointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Then he rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of everyone in the synagogue were fastened on him. He began by saying to them, "Today this scripture is fulfilled in your hearing." All spoke well of him and were amazed at the gracious words that came from his lips. "Isn't this Joseph's son?" they asked. Jesus said to them, "Surely you will quote this proverb to me, 'Physician, heal yourself.' And you will tell me, 'Do here in your hometown what we have heard that you did in Capernaum.'" In today's passage, Jesus is now back in his hometown of Nazareth. His brothers and sisters still lived there. We don't know whether his mother Mary still lived there or whether she was traveling with Jesus. His earthly father, Joseph, is believed to be deceased by the time Jesus was an adult. So Jesus is back in his hometown, I assume just for a visit. Some people say that Jesus never claimed to be the Messiah, but he certainly did here. When he first began reading, I believe that everyone in the synagogue was proud of the local boy that had done good. He was famous, and they were all glad to have some connection to him. But what happened when he claimed to be the Messiah? Do you think his brothers and sisters and neighbors and friends were impressed? I was accepted as a summer missionary one summer while I was in college. I was assigned a teammate that I had never met. Our assignment was to live or camp in a state park in northwest Arkansas. We conducted day camps based on Vacation Bible School material for children. We played volleyball with the youth, and we were available to talk about Jesus and minister however we could to our fellow campers. On weekends, we would visit churches in the area to share special music and talk about our work. As we prepared for our first weekend, my partner very firmly told me that she would be doing all the music because she was the musician. I could do the talking. Now, I had a hard time agreeing to the plan because I love to sing and play the piano too. I deeply resented her declaring herself the musician. What did that make me? A not musician? You see, what I'm trying to say is that I really didn't know my partner, and she didn't know me. I had never heard her sing. She had never heard me sing. But what she said made me feel inferior and angry. When I heard her sing, she was indeed very good, much better than me. But that's not my point. My point is that when we hear other people claim a lofty title, we often resent it. Now, Jesus had grown up in the same community as these people. He had been sinless, so there was nothing they could say bad about him. It's just that his claims made them feel left out, inferior, or less than. We'll continue this study tomorrow. In His service, Dale.